next performer, she performs all over the city. She does a monthly bagel talk show, Stacy with a Side of Schmear. Check it out. She's hosting a film series this coming weekend, maybe? Yeah, this Saturday, Dojo Comedy over there. It is Stacy Axler.
Ryan, thank you, Ryan. Everyone, can we get a round of applause for Ryan, please? Ryan put this together months in advance, and it is so... Can we stand on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Do it.
And it is really difficult now to find well-organized events, so thank you, Ryan. Yes. Oh, good. Okay, well, here I am. Hi, everyone. Okay, so... I am behind times, but I am kind of upset because no one told me how good Game of Thrones was. Like, people told me it was good, but it takes me a while to warm up to things. Like, I like everything about 10 years after it happened, or about like 30 years after it happened. Like, I really like Donna Summer now. So, for me, I was like, I don't want to watch Game of Thrones, I don't want to watch it. And you know what? I didn't watch it, everyone, but a little thumbnail of it came up in YouTube for me, and I clicked on it purposefully. But the reason I did, okay, so this is a time of year that I think many people perhaps could relate to, where it's cold outside. You feel cold. And when that happens, you just want to watch Lord of the Rings, because they walk in the cold. So, when you watch a lot of Lord of the Rings, over and over and over again, eventually YouTube will think they know what you want to watch. So then, again, going back to the little thumbnail came up, and it had a Game of Thrones thing. I clicked on it, and I watched it. And then this started this weird binge for me of alternating between Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Game of Thrones, like the first Lord of the Rings, which is the best one. I don't watch any of the new Lord of the Rings, but maybe in 10 years I will. So, all of this said, I had no idea that there was some weird rivalry going on between Game of Thrones fans, Lord of the Rings fans, and Harry Potter fans. Like, this is really weird to me, how everyone is so angry at everyone else. Like, in all of the comments on these Lord of the Rings videos that I watch, everyone's like, the emotion in this clip is something Harry Potter fans will never understand. It's like, I don't feel that strongly about it. I mean, maybe that's a good point. But let's really think about it, everyone. In Lord of the Rings, a bunch of cool people go out, they get split up, and they almost all reunite, except Boromir, who dies. That's spoiler alert, everyone! Spoiler alert, he dies, but he dies. Since I spoiled it, I'll spoil it all. He dies in the most chivalrous way. He gets stabbed. Well, not really. So what happens is this. Everyone. So, 2 hobbits. Okay, well, there are 4 hobbits. Okay, so. This isn't mine. I'll hold it. So, there is a part of the country where all of these hobbits live, and 4 of them, and, well, it's different in the book, because, anyway, this is, you know what, I'm not here to talk about this. What I am here to say is, if you didn't know about this rivalry, seriously look it up, because you can go down this, like, weird rabbit hole of, like, weird jokes and, like, people calling out other people, and it can get really salty, and I like it. So I've been doing that a lot this winter. So, when I was a kid, and I used to feel really upset about things, my dad would let me make Xerox copies because I like making copies. And I like the smell of fresh paper. I think everyone here understands that really nice smell of paper. I also like to cut lamination. You're like, okay, everyone picture it. Get a pair of scissors and you just slice that lamination. So I would do all these when I was upset. But I don't have, well, I do have, there's a copy machine that I can use in my office. But it doesn't work anymore. Like, that doesn't make me feel any better than I already am feeling. So sometimes I just want to go home, especially this time of year, and watch The Lord of the Rings. So I was walking home from work one day, intending to do just that, everyone. It was a normal day. I go back into my apartment building, I get my mail, I go into the elevator. I get off on when the door's open. I walk down the hall. I get out my key. I can't open my door. I'm standing in front of the door, everyone. Keys are in hand, dramatic reenactment. These are my keys. This is my house key. This, try to put it in the door, and it's not working. So then I get really angry. And like, not really angry, but I'm frustrated. So I'm like jiggling the knob. I'm like, what's wrong? And then I start like pounding on the door because I'm like, maybe someone's inside. Even though no one's inside except my cat. But what can she do, right? So, except be so cute. So, pounding on the door. Trying, like, what's wrong with it? Like, I just want to get inside. Like, what's wrong? And so all this time, I've been looking at like the doorknob part of the door. And I look up at like the whole door, like I step back and I take in the door, and it says 410. So I live in apartment 610. So I'm staring at this door, I'm like 410 is not my house. So I go upstairs, and my key works for the correct apartment, as it did only hours before when I left my apartment. But here's what I can't shake, everyone. Like, I think I'm a good person, as I think we all do, maybe. But for those like 5 minutes, I technically was breaking and entering. And I can't forgive myself for it. Like, I know what you're saying, just let it go. But and maybe I should let it go. Maybe you're right. Maybe everyone who's saying that right now, including myself, maybe you're right. But anyway, the other day, this is actually it's so weird. When you do stand-up, you start compiling a list of stories that you think is good to tell. So sometimes you'll be saying something, you're like, the other day, even though this anecdote happened 3 years ago, but you're like training yourself to say it. So the other day, I was like at this conference, and I was helping out with the conference, and someone came up to me and they said, hey, is there breakfast? And so this was a Wednesday. There was only breakfast Thursday and Friday. So I said, no, there is no breakfast. And he said, there's no breakfast. I said, no, sir, there is no breakfast. And he said, what am I supposed to do without breakfast? And so you know how sometimes you're staring at your ceiling at night, thinking about incidents of the past, trying to gauge how you should respond if, for whatever reason, one day we're able to travel through time and relive these things? I should have said anything to this man, other than, I don't know, which is what I said to him. But it's like, sir, like, figure it out. Like, we're all adults here. Like, eat a bagel. Like, find breakfast. Like, make do without breakfast. Like, these are all, get some gum. Like, eat a Tic Tac. Like, drink a soda. Drink some water. Get a water. Fill it with that little powder crystal light stuff. Try to make it a little clumpier than usual. Eat that. Do something, sir. Just do something else. I have 50 seconds left. So, the other day, another day, I have been yelled at by, so here's the story. I was brought to this pumpkin patch. I mean, I knew I was going to go there. Like, it's not like I was just forcibly taken there. But, so I was at this pumpkin patch, right? and they're all like, you know, there's no bathrooms there, like there's no indoor plumbing in the pumpkin patch. So you have to pee in those things. Some might call them porta potties, I call them things. So I opened the door to a porta potty that said that it was vacant. It was not! Inside there was a woman who was peeing, and then she was holding her toddler, who was like 2. So I was like, I'm sorry. Immediately closed the door, and then I was trying, there's like a row of porta potties, and I was like, okay, which one do I go in now? That says vacant, but possibly contains a human. The woman at this point, like, runs out of the porta potty, holding her toddler, and starts yelling at me, and she's like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And I was like, I don't know. And then, so it's like, I'm trying to figure out, like, how to respond to this angry woman, and then out of nowhere, these, like, 2 young girls, like, around, like, 6 and 8-ish, like, come running out towards us, and they're like, Mom, stop yelling at her. She didn't do anything wrong. You did something wrong. You didn't lock the door. And I'm like, oh, they're her daughters. And it's like, they were standing up for me. Like, they were yelling at their mother for me. And it's like, you know what? Good job, young girls, because you are going to make something of yourself. And I am so proud of you. And while I was thinking that, you know, I eventually found an empty porta potty. So I was able to relieve myself. And I hope they figured out whatever family issue that was going on, but maybe the mom does this all the time. Maybe that's why they were so upset. Like, they seem to know right away. They're like, it's not her fault, it's your fault. Could not have put it better myself. 6 and 8-year-old girls. Anyway, yes, my name is Stacey Axler. Thank you so much.